Good morning, top scholars. So lovely to see you. Well, you can't see me, and really I can't see you now, can I? But I just wanted to let you know that we will read because of Winn-Dixie during our reading lesson today. It's the last chapter, and I wanted to read it live to you. And I thought I'd use this time to kind of prime the pump and get us ready for our writing lesson today. So for our writing lesson today, I want to teach you that writers of fairy tales use narration or storytelling in some important ways. They use it to introduce the story and to stitch one scene to the next, and they also use it to end the story. Because when you think about it, fairy tales are actually a lot of little small moment stories that are woven together. Okay, and the great thing about the narrator is they know a lot of good stuff. Okay, they can get inside of the heads of the characters sometimes and let us know what they're thinking or what they're not thinking. Okay, so while I'm doing it, please be really aware of the narrator. Okay, here we go. Prince Cinders. Prince Cinders was not much of a prince. He was small, spotty, scruffy, and skinny. He had 3 big hairy brothers who were always teasing him about his looks. They spent their time going to the palace disco with princess girlfriends. They made Prince Cinders stay behind and clean up after them. When his work was done, he would sit by the fire and wish he was big and hairy like his brothers. Now, the first small moment story. One Saturday night, when he was washing the socks, a dirty fairy fell out of the chimney. "All your wishes shall be granted," cried the fairy. "Ziz, ziz, boom, tic-tac-ta, this empty can will be a ka. Biff, bang, bong, bo, 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 to the disco you shall go." "That can't be right," said the fairy. "Toe of a rat and eye of a newt, your rags will turn into a suit." "Drat!" thought the fairy. "I didn't mean a swimsuit." "Your greatest wish I'll grant to you. You shall be big and hairy too." Prince Cinders got big and hairy all right. "Rats!" said the fairy. "Wrong again, but I'm sure it all wears off by midnight." Now this is the narrator again. Prince Cinders didn't know he was a big and hairy monkey, because that's the kind of spell it was. He thought he looked pretty good. So off he went to the disco. The car was too small to drive, but he made the best of it. But when he arrived at the Rock and Royal Bash, he was too big to fit through the door. He decided to take the bus home. A pretty princess was waiting at the stop. When's the next bus?" he grunted. Luckily, midnight struck and Prince Cinders changed back into himself. Dong! The princess thought he had saved her by frightening away the big hairy monkey. "Wait!" she shouted, but Prince Cinders was too shy. He even lost his trousers in the rush. The princess was none other than the rich and beautiful Princess Lovely Penny. She put out a proclamation to find the owner of the trousers. Every prince for miles around tried to force the trousers on, but the trousers refused to fit any of them. Of course, Prince Cinders' brothers all fought to get into the trousers at once. "Let him try," commanded let him try," commanded the princess, pointing at Cinders. "They won't fit that little squirt," sneered his brothers. But they did. Princess Lovely Penny proposed immediately. So Prince Cinders married Prince Lovely Penny, and they lived in luxury happily ever after. That was the narrator talking. And Princess Lovely Penny had a word with the fairy about his big hairy brothers, whom she turned into house fairies, and they flitted around the palace doing the housework forever and ever. The end. So boys and girls, today when you're reading over your fractured fairy tale and trying to make it even better, be aware of your narrator voice and think about what you're doing as the narrator and how you're setting up the story for the action and the dialogue. Okay, friends, I'll see you at 9 o'clock sharp, ready to read. So have your books, have your reading notebook, and have a pencil. All right, see you soon.